Good morning. How are you today? Freezing, but comfortable. And that's nice. Mitch McConnell appears to be giving the cold shoulder to Trump. There's been a question about, if we can't win the impeachment, meaning getting a conviction in the Senate, should we do it? And the answer is, of course. And the reason is, not only is it the right thing to do, that the impeachment itself has an effect. It's a declaration that what you did was wrong, outrageous, of historical importance, and it does deter, even in and of itself, future acts. Now you say, well, what's the evidence of that? Well, in my view, when Clinton was impeached, that hurt Gore. And when Trump was impeached, that hurt him in the election, among other things. What percentage accounts for the result? Hard to say, but it makes a difference, a negative difference to the candidate. So if Trump is basically over and he's going out the door, what difference can impeachment make? Well, it can make this difference. The senators are going to vote for or against impeachment, and those who vote against it are going to put themselves in a special class because they don't yet know all the things we're going to find about the insurrection incited by Trump. We're already on notice that the FBI knew beforehand and didn't act upon it. We know that the National Guard was requested of the Department of Defense and they delayed. We know the president watched what was going on with glee, did nothing to stop it. We know that Rudy Giuliani was sending messages to the Hill to persist in the objections. We know that people died. We know that there was an effort to collect hostages. We know that there were explosives. So we know a great deal that is going to be the legacy of those in the House and the Senate who vote against impeachment. And it's going to be a transparent era of magnificent proportions. It's the kind of thing that, our children and their children will read about it in the history books. And to good advantage, because it will be stated critically. It will be stated offensively against those perpetrators, those who were complicit, those who were active. And there is word today that several congressmen appear to have been connected to one of the leaders of the attack on the Hill. So there's a lot going on here. But what is Mitch McConnell thinking about? I think he's thinking that the party is more important than the president. And I think that since he's a partisan of realpolitik, I think that he didn't lightly say to his aides that this was an impeachable offense. He said it because he sees the party bleeding, and he sees the midterms coming, and he sees his possibility for returning to office linked to the health and well-being of the Republican brand. Now keep in mind, historically, when Thomas Jefferson took over office from Adams, after Adams only had one term, and it was a bitter transition. And as I may have mentioned before, Adams left town the day of the inauguration, got on a stagecoach at 4 a.m. And he also had other problems. His son who died of alcoholism. So there was a lot distressing to him. But what Jefferson set out to do was to eliminate the the Federalists. And he did. In 2 terms in office, by the time he was finished, there was nothing left of Adams' party, and they had to rebuild. I think that McConnell has that long view. He sees that possibility for the Republican Party. And it wouldn't surprise me if he led somewhat of a charge to convict Trump in the Senate. I think we'll see other senators who are going to feel comfortable with that. The question is, will there be, I think we need 17 Republicans in order to have a conviction. Now, I wonder about Manchin in West Virginia. He seems to me to not know where he stands. He's talking against impeachment, but both impeachment and conviction the other day. And he's wrong. But that's his view. He's kind of in the wrong party for what appear to be his real views. So, in the days ahead, I expect we're going to see, by the close of business today, because I think they're discussing the impeachment even as I speak and I walk. So that will pass. The question is, how many congressmen will we pick up? And it appears there are at least 5. So this will be a bipartisan move, unlike the first impeachment. And this is Cheney and others expressing their view that nothing could be clearer than that this was an assault on the chambers and on our government and on democracy. That's significant. And Cheney carries a lot of weight in her caucus. So it'll be interesting to see how that turns out. So do I think we're on a favorable course? Yes, I do. Would I like things to happen sooner, faster? Sure. And I am adamantly opposed to delaying the proceedings in the Senate. And I saw Steny Hoyer felt the same way, and he's like second in command in the Democratic caucus. So that's encouraging to me. So let's see what happens, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.